3,500 troops are on standby, whilst letters to 140,000 businesses are warning them to prepare for the worst.
The days do not get any less extraordinary. A 3-hour cabinet today in which I would say a majority of the cabinet ministers round that table were discussing something they think would be an unmitigated disaster, and said a no-deal Brexit would be a car crash. It means the government is contemplating presiding over a crash-out from the EU, which the Foreign Secretary in August described as a mistake we would regret for generations. The Business Secretary has said would be crazy. The Work and Pensions Secretary has said is unthinkable. The Defence Secretary suggested that the military might be needed too. Government sources said they might backfill police officers needed elsewhere for operations like traffic control for queues of lorries.
And what we will do is have 3,500 service personnel held at readiness, including regulars and reserves, in order to support any government department on any contingencies they may need.
Lorry jams have dominated the no-deal talk. The government's imminent guidance to businesses and households will flag up many other areas.
Dozens of companies are moving part of their operations out of the UK in preparation. This is happening now. Brexit is costing us now, and it'll cost us more in the future.
I mean, here we are with an emergency planning now going into action for a no-deal Brexit, which business is saying is going to be utterly catastrophic. The biggest customs firm inside the port told this programme that crashing out of Europe without a deal would create Armageddon, that's a quote, for the United Kingdom.
The point is, these types of checks happen for 3% of the trucks that come in and out.
100%.
In a no-deal scenario, you're looking at 100% worth of check
Paperwork, yes.
Could you cope with that?
No.
But having a no-deal Brexit and stopping on the 29th will be Armageddon for us here. It's not Project Fear, it will become reality. And that frightens all of us.
Only option they would have is to open the doors and let it in and worry about the consequences down the line.
Well, across the UK, farmers are also worried about the prospect of a no-deal Brexit, with unions warning it could be disastrous for British agriculture.
We'll have somewhere like about 3,500 in total of animals in the market today. And you think when you've got, 70% of them going into Europe, it's a massive amount of money involved for the farming industry.
In July, you said this was a no-deal was an Armageddon scenario. Was that a mistake? Was that Project Fear, or do you stand by that?
We absolutely stand by it. It's catastrophic. I have said we have looked into the abyss when we have looked at no deal, so we absolutely stand by what we have said. It's why we very cautiously supported the Prime Minister's package, because it allows for a level of orderly Brexit. But for British farmers, it is a complete catastrophe to leave the EU with no deal.
And what about British consumers? I mean, can you be confident that we would get enough food on the table under no deal?
I think it's going to be put at risk bringing food in, because there is such a significant amount that comes in, mainly fruit and vegetables, which, of course, we bring a lot of in, but we produce 60% of the food in this country. So in order to process it, to manufacture it, to bring in the vital things that we need, that relationship is critical. And losing market access and an obliteration of the tariff wall for imports, that opens up market access to the rest of the world, to countries that produce food to lower standards than our farmers do here. So it would effectively price us out of the marketplace, make us very uncompetitive. And when I think shoppers have got used to high standards, being able to buy more and more British food, it puts all that at risk.